watching the ASP Productions on YouTube.
Hi there, my name is Paul Martin and I'm with the Army Air Forces Historical Association Living Reenactment Unit, and I portray Army Air Forces members during the World War II era. The uniform that I'm wearing is actually a replica of my father-in-law's uniform. He was with the 14th Air Force, stationed at the China-Burma India Theater, and he flew 21 combat missions as the top turret gunner on a B-24 in the 308th Bomb Group, 375th Bomb Squad. My father also served during the Korean War, and what we have here is a 1942 Ford GPW Jeep that I purchased several years ago, and I've been lately dedicating it to my father, who passed away just a year ago, as well as my father-in-law, and dedicated to them and their service to our country, as well as to all the service members who have fought and sacrificed so much to keep our great nation free. So this is basically a work in progress. I've been restoring it for the past couple of years, a little bit at a time. I purchased it on eBay from a World War II veteran who was a farmer who purchased it. He was a Navy veteran. James Fulkerson was his name, and he purchased it after the war for use on his farm, and he used it on his farm for 60 years or so, and then he decided to sell it. It was sitting dormant in his barn for a couple of years, so I got it up to where I live in New York, and then I started working with the help of some friends, started working on the engine, replacing all of the brake lines, rebuilding the carburetor, doing as much as we could to get it functional and in good running condition. And now I'm in the process of restoring it cosmetically and returning it to its actual World War II look. So this is basically what it is. It's got a 4-cylinder flathead Ford engine under the hood. It's a 3-speed transmission, first, second, and third, and it has a transfer case with a 4-wheel drive. It will convert it to a high and low 4-wheel drive. Basically, I kind of gear it out with all different types of the accoutrements and the gear that these types of vehicles would have carried in all theaters of operation. There's a 5-gallon jerry can spare gas tank on the back with a collapsible bucket. I've got a second collapsible bucket lashed to the side, as well as the jerry can spout there, spare tire on the rear. I have some equipment in the Jeep here. That was my father's equipment. This is his entrenching tool, which is basically military terms for a shovel. I've got his canteen and his web belt. The other accoutrements I kind of picked up along the way. This is a combat knife, first aid pouch, and this is a 45 caliber pistol in a hip holster. I've got 50 caliber and 30 caliber ammo cans or ammo boxes there, and a couple of dummy grenades and a M1 rifle in the gun rack underneath the windshield. That was pretty standard issue for a vehicle of this type. And I try to personalize it, so up here on the front I've got a baseball bat and an old baseball, World War II era baseball bat and baseball. This is a model 1918 World War I shovel, which were issued to many of the GIs, especially at the beginning of the war. These are a two-man pup tent made out of two individual shelter halves. And this is my father's golf club, but it's a tribute to my father as well as a tribute to Bob Hope and all the fine work he did entertaining the troops during not only World War II, but all of America's wars subsequent to that. Got an M1 combat helmet on the front hood as well. I've decked her out for the parades with a very nice silk 48 star American flag. That was actually given to me by another veteran at a VFW hall where I did a display of some of my World War II memorabilia many years back. Got the POW MIA flag, and again, that's kind of decked out as it would be for a Veterans Day parade or a Memorial Day parade, where I drive it pretty regularly at all of my local VFW and American Legion Hall parades. This is the first time I've taken it on the road. I live about 60 miles away from Greenwood Lake Airport, and I had somebody trailer it, KSF Trucking actually trailered it over for me to this location so that I could use it this weekend, drive it around the field. I've taken many of our Air Force members on tour. I had some of the recruitment Air Force fellas over there at the Air Force recruiting tent that also wanted to go for a ride on it. I had the honor of driving them around the field area, and I was ordered by my commanding officer to drive the Victory Bells as well earlier this afternoon. So that was a whole great lot of fun. So this is it. I don't know much more I could say about it. It's a unique piece of history. It's 71 years old. But it was Jeeps like this that did so much for America's war effort during the World War II years, and helped to bring victory in both the European and the Pacific theaters and everywhere around the world during that very critical time in our history.
Can you show where you put the fuel in?
Oh yeah, well the fuel tank is underneath the seat. I'm sorry. Fuel tank is underneath the driver's seat, which is, people think that's kind of unusual. And this is actually not the correct fuel tank. The original fuel tank would have had the fuel, the fuel cap actually underneath the seat. This one has been retrofitted with a hole cut in the side to have the fuel actually be able to be dispensed into the fuel tank from the side port. But the original vehicles had the fuel cap underneath the seat. And I'm going to try to change that back to that configuration. I also have some new seat frames to put in, and I'm going to be getting the seat covers as well as the canvas top, putting on all the bow brackets. This is the axe and the shovel depression. I have the axe and the shovel that'll fit in there. There's a couple of brackets that are missing that I need to have to replace. And again, the grab handles, there's a side grab handle, a couple of corner grab handles, and a couple of other little doodads and accoutrements and pieces that need to be reattached and replaced on the vehicle. The tires are brand new. The rims I just restored. I picked up a set of rims that I had to get for these particular tires. These are non-directional tread military Firestone tires. The wheels that were on here were 7-inch rims, and they had modern mud and snow tires on them, and of course these are much narrower tires and they didn't fit on the wide rims, so I had to come up with an extra set of rims. I was able to track some down from a friend in Orange County, New York, and I restored them, stripped them down, repainted them, and just got the tires mounted on the Jeep this summer. So,
can you show the windshield wipers?
Yeah, a couple of unique features. The windshield wipers are obviously just hand-controlled windshield wipers with a dual action. Either the driver or the passenger could operate those windshield wipers. And sometimes they would hook up little motors to them, either electric motors or hydraulic motors, but most of them came from the factory with the hand windshield wipers on the windshield like that.
Can you start her up?
Sure. Absolutely. Move some of this stuff out of the way. This Jeep has been equipped with a key ignition start. Originally they just had a foot starter switch, which is still underneath the dashboard here, so that they didn't need to issue keys to any of the GIs, and the Jeep could be used by anybody in the outfit without having to worry about where are the keys, who has the keys, I can't find the keys. So it had a foot ignition switch, but this Jeep has been retrofitted with a key ignition switch, so I don't have to worry about anybody just jumping in and starting it up at any point in time. Let's see if we can get her to turn over on the first try.
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. My family loves it. My wife and daughter and son love to go driving in, and whenever friends and family come over, we take for a spin around the block. As I said, I drive in the Veterans Day Parade and the Memorial Day Parade as a tribute to my father-in-law, and all the veterans, as well as Mr. Ralph Fulkerson, who was, as I said, the previous owner of this Jeep from Jonesboro, Tennessee. And it's just a great honor for me to be able to take this vehicle to shows like this and let people see it, let people live the history, let them see the actual vehicles that, as I said, ran between 1941 and 1945 and did so much to help our war effort at that time in our history. So thank you very much for the opportunity to share this with you. I appreciate it. If you're ever at one of these shows and you see a Jeep parked by, go up and ask the owner a little bit about it, have him give you a tour of it. And it's a great lesson for everybody and everybody to learn. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.